Hi, so in today's video I'm going to be going over the basic rabbit care. You're probably going to get to see Wally a bit because he's in here having playtime. He has playtime like 2 hours a day, either in my room, in my brother's room, and in the hallway that connects our rooms. And he likes it a lot. Like when he's not in playtime, he's rubbing on the side of the glass of his cage. We're getting him a bigger cage once the other X-Pen arrives, so fingers crossed it arrives soon. And yeah, I'm just going to go over the basic points of rabbit care and hope you enjoy. So the first main point is whether you should keep your rabbits in pairs or alone, if they're social or solitary. Rabbits in the wild are social. They enjoy the company of their own kind, and domesticated rabbits are based off of European rabbits. American cottontails do not actually live in groups, but domesticated rabbits are bred off of European rabbits, which do live in colonies. So the first factor of having your rabbits together is they need to be spayed or neutered. Wally is not neutered yet, but he's going to get that once. Why are you licking yourself? Okay, he's gonna get that soon, and I would highly recommend spaying and neutering your rabbits, as it does affect their behavior. They'll be less destructive, less territorial, and they can be litter trained more. See, that's Wally's tiny little litter box there. That's the one he came with, and that's the only one he knows how to use. So the one that has his food and everything is upstairs in his cage, because we're not doing playtime for a long time. So yeah, that's Wally, stop it. Like, fine, Mom. So yeah, you definitely want to get them spayed and neutered, and once they're spayed and neutered, it's a good idea if you can to bond them together, as they can have fun with each other. I don't know. But yeah, they do better off together. They could, 2 or more is possible, but it's obviously harder to bond. It's a lot harder to bond 2 males, and as they both show more dominance than females. You can bond a male and a female if they're both spayed and neutered. That is most of the time the best pair. And 2 females also works good, but I would recommend a male and a female. Wally is a very dominant bunny who likes to be a boss, so I don't know if in the future he'll ever be able to be bonded. But they can live okay alone, unlike guinea pigs who need to be in pairs, or they can become sick and lonely. Wally, what do you... So, yes, that is it. They are very social. Next main point of rabbit care is their housing. So rabbits do not belong in cages or hutches or anything along that matter. X-pens and free roaming are a much better idea. Wally lives in an X-pen because he's very destructive, and we live in a log home. So everything is wood, and he will chew everything. And he really likes to chew, so it's not physically possible to bunny-proof my whole room or my whole house. I'd love to have him free roaming, but I can't. And he also does not like the flooring at all, and basically our whole house has flooring everywhere. So with that said, Wally cannot be free roaming, but I would recommend free roaming or having them in a large X-pen. Wally's is bare minimum, but we're expanding that by Wednesday I'll make a video on that when his other new pens come. Oh, he's venturing onto the floors. What are you doing, Bubba? So rabbits do not belong in cages. When they were first domesticated, they were bred for meat, and they kept them in small hutches outside. They did not get enough exercise, obviously, because they wanted them to be fat to eat. But now rabbits do not belong in cages. That's like a misconception that a lot of people have. He's checking out his litter box. And pet store cages are bad. Most cages are bad. I had to stop for a second and get myself organized because this is what happened. So let's just watch my buddy Wally here. And yes, hutches are also bad. I would recommend X pens. One rabbit requires a bare minimum of 8 square feet, but most rabbits will not do good on this at all. Wally has 16 square feet. We're, as I said about 1 million times now, we're going to be upgrading his cage because he cannot handle it. So, 16 square feet is recommended. I would recommend higher, honestly. And free roaming is just great, as long as you bunny proof. So, the next main tip is diet. All rabbits need hay. Their diet should consist of 80% hay and 80% grass hay when they're babies or pregnant or nursing. Alfalfa hay is a good way to go, as then they can that has a lot of calcium and that helps them grow. But adults should be on grass hay, oat hay, there's Timothy, oat hay, botanical hay. I wouldn't recommend for a full-time hay, but can work for a treat hay, kind of. What's the other ones? Orchard grass. And yeah, there's a bunch of others that I can't think of right now, but they definitely need hay. A great brand is Small Pet Select. That's what I use. I'd recommend buying it in bulk, as it could save a lot of money. And that hay is green and fresh. And Wally, stop licking yourself down there. So I'd recommend that. Another big part of a rabbit's diet is fresh vegetables. Wally, in his previous home, did not really have that many vegetables. So I'm trying to step that up and introduce some new veggies to him, like carrot tops. I tried green leaf lettuce, but that didn't really work. He got constipated. Yeah, he got a bellyache. He did. So that, and I also pick him fresh dandelions from our yard and plantain leaves and clovers, and then I wash them, and he loves that too. So that's a good option if you can't really get a lot of veggies. That's a good thing to feed as like an alternative. You can't just feed them though. Stuff you pick from the woods. Make sure it's safe, obviously, and you can't just feed them that. That won't be good. So, and then the other part of their diet is pellets. Pellets are of course not a thing that needs to be fed. Wally ate it in his previous home, so I wouldn't take that away from him. And they shouldn't be having that much pellets. They can gain a lot of weight with that. And make sure they're grass hay pellets, not alfalfa. Wally in his previous home had alfalfa, and I wanted to change that immediately. He did really good with, I got oxbow pellets, and he did really good with them, and he loves them, so he eats a lot. I want to diet that down, but he just eats too much. So pellets are an optional thing. You don't need them, but I would say, and not too much. Like a 4th cup is like good, depending on the size of your rabbit. Obviously, if you have like a medium size, 4th cup is best. Smaller one, a little bit smaller, and a large one, maybe a little bit more than a 4th cup. So yeah. Also, you can feed treats. You should be feeding a teaspoon for every 2 pounds of body weight. So while he weighs 4 pounds, I would be giving him 2 teaspoons of treats, like every once in a while. I wouldn't give treats every day, obviously, but yeah, that's it for diet. The next main point is toys. You will need to provide your rabbit with stimulation to keep them busy and not bored. So some good toys that I have here is this right under me. This is a seagrass mat that it was about, I believe, $12 that these things hung on it. But since he likes to throw around things, I took these off, and now he chews on this a lot. And then these things he likes to throw around. This one, and then this one had a ball that's like this but bigger, and he chewed it up and totally ripped it off. So now he can just throw away. It has thistle string here, I think, that's safe, and he can chew with this. This is a good toy. I here have a little stick ball that he also destroyed, and I filled it with some hay that he kind of has to rip and strip apart to eat the hay, or just throw it around. He does both of that. Then these are like throw toys. I'll get to hidey houses in a second. Here he has this huge hay ball that's huge to him. He likes to throw it also around. And then Wally. Then he has this hay-o that he just rips up. And you don't, okay, yeah, he rips this up like crazy. So if you got that kind of toys, my baby, you're sniffing my pants. The next thing, also we have some grass mats that he can stand on. He doesn't free roam in my room. I wish he could. He just destroys everything, and he's not neutered yet, so he doesn't free roam in my room yet. And they also need a hidey house that they can feel safe in. Your hidey house needs to have 2 entrances so they can escape easily. He also has these, if they feel threatened, he also has these windows that he is supposed to just look through, but he ends up jumping through them anyway. And I've made a video to show how to make this house that, go check it out. And yes, this is good. That's just olive oil there when he had a bellyache. I was trying to give him olive oil and I spilled it everywhere. So I would recommend trying to take the tape off. If I took this tape off, the whole thing would fall apart. He's like, who's touching my hidey house? And the ink, you don't want too much ink. Like Chewy boxes, how they're covered in like blue. We have a big Chewy box, but I'm not using it because ink is not really safe. So that's good for hidey houses. And also, obviously, you need a litter box and a litter tray. And then this one is, I would not recommend this litter box, as it is the one that he came with, so this is the only one he knows how to use. It's too small, especially for him. He can't turn around in it, but it works. He doesn't eat in there. We have a big cat-sized litter box, which is what you're supposed to have. Covered or not, doesn't really matter. We don't have covered. That he eats in and stuff, and that's what he really uses. This is just what he uses to go pee, because I don't want him peeing all over the floor because the litter box is too small and I don't want it. That's not what I want. So in the litter, you might want pine pellets or Carefresh or cat litter. You can use wood stove pellets too, but make sure there's no actual wood stove stuff. I guess the burning stuff. You don't want that. So just plain pine pellets are the best. So yeah, that's pretty much it for toys and cage accessories. And you also need a mat on the bottom to give some friction. He doesn't walk on the floor. He just doesn't do it. And he's gonna flop. He likes this mat. These are just foam puzzle mats, as he doesn't pee since he pees in the litter box. So these are good. These are a good option. And that's pretty much it for toys and cage accessories. Cutie pie. The main point is vet visits and health care. Rabbits are prey animals, which means that they hide their illnesses really easily, same as guinea pigs. And so you want to be able to spot your rabbit's illness before it gets too serious and it could be life-threatening. If they're acting any different, that's a sign they have an illness. If you suspect that they have an illness, you need to bring them to the vet ASAP to get checked out. because the vet can really determine if there's treatment or if they have an illness or they're just acting weird, something like that. Along with emergency kind of visits like that, you will want to have yearly vet checkups because could be some illnesses that you cannot spot, but the vet can. So Wally is going to have his checkup Monday. He's getting his first checkup, right? We're going to talk to the vet when he's going to get neutered. He needs to get neutered. He does. So yes, that's and also you, as other health awareness points, you need to clip their nails whenever you feel like they get long, and you could clean their scent glands. I mean, one rabbit said you should do that, but I don't know. You know what? Just go to 101 Rabbits for that because I have no idea. And might be a good idea monthly to give them a full body checkup if they let you. And they do molt once in a while, normally, and around autumn they'll start molting. They do their mega molt in autumn. And when they're molting, you need to be brushing them at least once a week to make sure that their fur grows evenly and they're not ingesting any fur that could cause blockages. A major health issue to be aware of is GI stasis. This happens when your rabbit does not have constant food in your digestive system, and that means that's like a silent killer. They can die of that within 12 hours. If this happens, I would force feed them with critical care or something like that. Wally, he's sleeping. Force feed them is a must, and then you also need to bring them to the vet immediately as an emergency, like even if they won't take you. You want to have a rabbit savvy vet in your area in case of any emergencies like that. So, especially elderly, stop making noise. Especially elderly rabbits are kind of prone to GI stasis, and that's a really serious thing that can kill your rabbit within 12 hours. So beware of that. If they're not eating, bring them to the vet. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.